Hello, good, fine evening to all of you listening right now. All right, I know this is an episode of Games Analysis and Producer Perspectives, and I will get into some analytical talk here. But I just need to nerd out for just a little bit. Video games themselves are an art form about entertainment. And we're just going to talk Star Fox for the next couple of minutes. I don't know how long. I just grabbed the microphone. I threw up some background footage of the Nintendo Direct that played as of yesterday. And I just randomly saw it. I got a link from someone that said, hey, there's a Nintendo Direct going on. I was like, oh, I got a couple of minutes. I'll just watch that. And they didn't even bear the lead. They're like, hey, we're just going to talk Star Fox in this Nintendo Direct. It's like, oh, Nintendo's announcing a new Star Fox game? And so you start watching it. And they start showing that, by the way, we showed off Star Fox in this new Mario movie that came out. I was like, yeah, I haven't watched all of it, but thanks for that. And the reason why they did this, as it turns out, is because they are showing off that, hey, we got a game in the works, and this was a soft promotion for that game. And the title of it is just called Star Fox. I hate it when companies do that. Nintendo, you're guilty of doing it now too. When they just call the game just the name of a title that already exists. Star Fox as a title exists. It's a game that came out in 1993. So now we have Star Fox 2026 and Star Fox 1993. Thanks a lot. But it is a complete top to bottom, complete remake of Star Fox 64. And at first, for the first couple seconds I was watching this, I was like, do we really need to tell the story of Star Fox that came out in the NES a fourth time? What was it? Star Fox on the NES came out in 1993. Then Star Fox 64, which is a remake of the SNES version. Super Nintendo, by the way. I'm sorry if I said NES a couple times. Then Star Fox 64 3D, which was a remaster just for released on the 3DS. We don't have to count that. That's fine. Remasters on different systems are fine. And then Star Fox Zero, which is a retelling of Star Fox 64 again. And now Star Fox, which is a complete top to bottom remake of Star Fox 64. I was slightly annoyed at first, but then I kept watching more of the gameplay footage, and then I really thought about it, and that's part of the reason why I'm making this episode right here. I am a big fan of the Star Fox games, huge fan. I've played and beaten every single Star Fox game that's ever come out. I have a physical copy of every single one of them in my house, except for Star Fox Adventures. I think I have Star Fox Assault around here somewhere. If not, I need to correct that. Star Fox Adventures, I played a little bit of. I played 10 minutes of that game, and I realized it was Legends of Zelda Ocarina of Time, but bad, and that made me not want to continue playing the game. So I stopped. And I never went back. Maybe one day I'll play it, but I'm told by friends that I'm told it's not that great of a video game. So, your mileage may vary. Actually, let's go down the list of the Star Fox games I played. The very first Star Fox game I ever played actually was Star Fox 64. Co-host of the podcast, Josh, I played it at his house, and since I had a Nintendo 64, I eventually got one for one of my birthdays. He let me borrow it, and I beat the game I don't even know how many times. Easy route, medium route, hard route. The hard route did take me a while as a kid, but eventually it felt so great when I finally got it. Same thing. Same person, Josh, let me borrow also the Super Nintendo version after I beat the crap out of the N64 version. And I like the Super Nintendo version, but oh man, that hard route in that game, they weren't messing around. That was worked hard. I'm trying to think. I don't know if I've ever beat the hard route of the Super Nintendo version of Star Fox. For this, I just don't think I cared to. And I also went to Josh's house and played like a couple of minutes of Star Fox Adventures and decided, hate this, and stopped. I did play and beat Star Fox Assault. I was living with some roommates at the time. I think I rented it or I borrowed it from someone. I forget. I think by the time when it came out, I either bought. I think I bought it. And then I played and beat it. And you could beat that game in like 4 or 5 hours. And I liked what it was trying to do. But I really, really hated the on-foot sections of Star Fox Assault. And I thought that Star Fox Assault was like the next generation of what to expect from Star Fox games. Where it's going to be like these large, epic, sweeping games. Where you get out of the Landmaster and you go into an R-Wing, or maybe you could go into the Blue Marine, their submarine, or something like that. I was looking forward to what obviously walking around outside of the ship. I thought that was a novel idea at first, and then I played the game. I was like, never mind, stay inside the ship. You can stay in the tank as well, but stay in the ship. I never went back to Assault. Like, once again, anytime I wanted my Star Fox fix, I would play the N64 version. Then Star Fox Command came out on the Nintendo DS, and I really liked what that game was. I really dug it. It's like a strategy-based version of the game where each of the battles that you get into are just miniature all-range mode battles. I liked it for what it was. I think I got like 20 of the, I think like 50 endings in that game. It's very hand cramp inducing, unfortunately, because, touchscreen technology. I wish that it wasn't a fully touchscreen game, but it worked for what it was. I dug it. I would have dug the sequel to that, but maybe after all those endings, maybe there is no sequel to that sort of game. Star Fox, I want to be very clear as I'm talking about these games. Star Fox 64, Star Fox Adventure, Star Fox Assault, and Star Fox Command, all of those games are in canon to that specific timeline. Like, they're all one after the other. They're all telling a connected story. In Star Fox Command, you kind of pick how that entire story ends by all the different endings that it has. It has some cute endings where, like, Fox McCloud has a kid and a daughter, and he retires and he starts looking like his dad, James McCloud. It's cute. Or he gets really sad and depressed and just decides to join the F-Zero series. It's weird. I liked it, but I don't know. I got the copy of it around here somewhere. Then there was Star Fox 64 released on the Nintendo 3DS. It's just called Star Fox 64 3D. I really like that game. It's basically Star Fox 64 but with updated graphics. That's it. That's all. And that's all I need. It's great. It's awesome. I really dig that game. I like my copy. Apparently it was a limited run of copies. I'm really glad to have that copy. And the series went on a long hiatus. 5 years later, Shigeru Miyamoto shows off Star Fox Zero for the Nintendo Wii U. One of the very few Nintendo Wii U games I own. I got it day one. I was trepidatious about it because it was just more motion controls, and it was motion controls on the most important thing you do in that game, and that's aiming. And you couldn't turn that off. There was no way to turn it off. They're like, nope, you have to use motion controls to play this game. So I was like, I don't know about all this. I bought it. I played it. And then I beat it. I didn't go the most difficult route. I just went the most basic route. Beat it once, and then I put it down, and I think I picked it up one more time a couple years later to see if the controls were really as bad as I remember. I literally hooked up my Nintendo Wii U just to give Star Fox Zero one more fair shake. And it's an obnoxious system to hook up, by the way. And then I played it, and it was still as bad as I remember. And so I actually do not like Star Fox Zero. I think it's one of those games that kind of almost killed the entire series for me, which sucks. Because I thought, like, here we are, another retelling of like the same story, another dip back into the well, and I get what they're trying to do. I respect what they're trying to do, but it is not for me. And as I said before, at the very top of this, I am a fan of this series. I like all of these games, even though it's relatively speaking like the same idea released again and again. And every single time they try something completely new, it doesn't work, and that's so frustrating to me. You can starting to see a pattern where we're getting at here. I'm going down the list on Wikipedia. I'm going down the list of Star Fox games, and I'm talking about the ones I have played. Of course, Star Fox 2 came out. That came out for the SNES Mini. I actually paid someone I worked with at the time $100 to get the SNES Mini just so I can play Star Fox 2 on a physical piece of hardware. And I played it, and I was like, oh, you could beat this in like 20 minutes. And then I did. It's like, well, let's try it again. I played it again. And this time I took a harder route. And yep, same thing. I was like, oh, that's unique. You get to pick different ships. It has the charge shot. It has an all-range mode where you could do dogfights. That's the first time you see Star Wolf. Supposed to have. The game was canceled, but it eventually got re-released. So I thought it was cool. I thought it was a good curiosity, kind of, just to see where that all came from. I got to see where the idea for Star Fox Command came from. Also, in that game, in Star Fox Zero, you get to transform your R-Wing into what's called a chicken walker. I think everyone else just calls it a chicken walker or walker mode. And Star Fox 2 was the first game to have you transform your ship into walker mode. Hey, I'm a huge fan of Macross. Every time you give me the idea of your jet turns into a mech, I'm all for that. So this was really cool to see where that idea came from. And it's really cool to see this running on Super Nintendo hardware. Does it play really well? No. It doesn't play that well at all. It plays fine. It's, once again, like I said, an incredible curiosity. And so let's get back to this game that's coming out. Star Fox for the 2026 Star Fox coming out for the Switch 2. And yeah, it is a remake of Star Fox 64. And I'm at the point where I've just made peace with the fact that, hey, every time brand new ideas are tried in this series, every single time, nothing is as good as Star Fox 64. Nothing. It's literally the best game in the series. It's the one everyone goes back to play. It's the one all the memes that you've seen online are made out of. It's the game that when Super Smash Bros. References Star Fox, it references Star Fox 64 the most. When most people think of Star Fox, they're thinking of Star Fox 64. No one's thinking of Star Fox Adventures. No one real. That person doesn't exist. I'm sure maybe they do, but that person is not like an actual person. I don't know. I'm being mean right now. So when I do want the series to try something brand new. I do. But also maybe I don't. And I'm sure that in the development room, because this game is going to release next month, I'm sure in the development room, when Shigeru Miyamoto most likely was saying, hey, I tried with Star Fox Zero. Everybody hated that, so I guess we're done with that series. And someone said, no. I'm guessing someone said, we struck it out of the park with Star Fox 64. What if we just did that and we didn't do anything weird with the controls? And Miyamoto is famous for saying he doesn't like to do sequels of games unless he wants to do something completely new with it or something very interesting, because at his heart, he is a game designer. He is one of the best game designers, and every single sequel that he works on typically brings something brand new and refreshing to the series of the games that it's a part of. Take the Legend of Zelda series. Every single sequel to the Legend of Zelda series, for better or worse, has introduced something incredibly new that sometimes has completely changed the way we view video games. I've said this to some of my students. For better or worse, Breath of the Wild, the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, has rocked the video game design world and kind of broken some people. They can't see beyond what Breath of the Wild is because it was so good and it introduced such an incredible open world concept. To the point where even Elden Ring aped a lot of ideas from Breath of the Wild for the better. Dark Souls basically became Elden Ring, and I love Elden Ring way more than I like a lot of different Dark Souls games. I know some people call that blasphemy, but that's okay. I really, really loved Elden Ring because it felt a lot like a Breath of the Wild Dark Souls, and I was like, I didn't know I needed this, but here we are. I love this. This is phenomenal. This is great. And the same thing with Star Fox. Star Fox hasn't done anything to like make the world think, hey, this game is going to this is going to change gaming or something like that. It's never done that. I don't think it's ever meant to do that. It's a shmup. It's a space shooter. You go around. It's a rail shooter. You go around. You shoot. You fly around. You shoot stuff. You're locked in, and then that's it. Beat the game. You want to do it again? Do it again. Pick a harder route, pick a harder mode, pick a challenge mode. It's going to have new modes in it. And I'm slowly, this Nintendo Direct that talked about it, I'm slowly making peace with the fact that, yeah, this was ultimately the smartest idea. Remake the best version of the best game in the series with completely updated 4K high definition fidelity presentation and sound with cutscenes. Yeah, I'm totally on board with it. I was kind of weirded out at first for the first couple minutes, but the more and more I watched of it, the more and more I'm thinking, no, I want to play this. I absolutely want to play this. I'm so excited. I feel like sometimes when we get into the conversation of whether a game needs to be remade or not, the conversation is, what is the remake doing for like the gaming zeitgeist? Is the remake going to do something that's going to be interesting? Is it a needed remake? Is this the best version of that game to be remade? These are interesting questions. There's remasters. A remaster is you just touch up the game a lot. And like I said before, the remaster of Star Fox 64 on the Nintendo 3DS is really good, but it's locked onto the Nintendo 3DS, which I still have my Nintendo 3DS, but I don't want to play video games on it anymore now that I have a Switch. So a Switch 2 version of this is, oh, yeah, actually, yes, thank you. That I want this. If you want to go the extra mile, find a way to cram an emulated version of the SNES version of Star Fox onto the game. I think that'll be very cute. Please do that. So I could play that on my Switch. I could play it on Nintendo Online, I guess. I don't know. I just think that would be cute. Also, let's talk about the price. It's not going to be an $80 game. It's not going to be a $70 game. The physical card's going to be $60. That's super fair. And the digital download version, if you want that, that's $50. So you could save some money just getting that version if you want to. That's also super fair. And it's a full game on the cart. It's not going to be a game key type of nonsense that Nintendo's been doing. It's really, really, really smart. I foresee this game being an instant success. When you combine that with the marketing that Nintendo did by showing off Fox McCloud in the latest Mario movie, which, by the way, I watched half of. Someone put like a link of that on the website that will not be named. It was Twitter. Someone put a link of that on Twitter, and someone said, hey, you want to just watch the Mario movie? I watched like half of it before it got taken down. I didn't get to the part with Star Fox. But the parts of it I saw, I was like, wow, this movie is actual garbage. I did not like what I was watching. But apparently the movie made a lot of money, because that's what happens when you have an animated movie that's where I'm not the target audience and it's meant for kids. Apparently a lot of kids might have liked it, I'm told. Maybe. Probably. Cool. But having Fox McCloud crammed in there, and then 1 month later just saying, oh, by the way, did you see that character? You see that animated sequence we had for him? Yeah. Here's the thing. Here's a brand new video game featuring him. Go play that adventure that he was talking about in the movie. That's really smart. Not gonna lie. That's really, really, really smart. Shadow dropping a Nintendo Direct to shadow drop a release date that is 1 month and 3 weeks to go. 1 month and 2 weeks to go, actually. 1 month and 2 weeks to go. That's also really smart. That's incredibly smart marketing. And it's exactly what you want. It's like, we know what you want. You just want to play Star Fox 64 again. Here's Star Fox 64, but really, really polished up. I'm looking forward to it. I think the only negative I could say about this game is that I already had a kind of a jam-packed summer. I was looking forward to The Adventures of Elliot, A Millennium Tale, which comes out, 2 weeks before this game comes out, so I guess I have a ticking clock to go ahead and beat that game. I have a large trip coming up, so maybe I'll play Adventures of Elliot during that trip, but I'm really looking forward to this game. Yeah, that's the only negative. The only negative I have for this game is that my summer is getting jam-packed with different games and projects I was trying to do. That's it. That was me rambling on about really smart marketing, really smart execution. I'm looking forward to this game. I hope you have yourselves a good night. Bye.